Hi everybody, this is Sarah Al-Amiri in Why Not Show.
Hello everyone and welcome to our program Why Not. I'm your host Ahmed Murad.
Lovely viewers of Why Not, I am your host Ritaj Ashkenani.
Good day to you, dear viewers, and welcome to our program Why Not, the program that explores everything that is happening here in our beautiful country of Kuwait. As you can see, I'm your host Ahmed Murad, joined by our other host
Ritaj Ashkenani.
Hello Ritaj, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How about you?
I am great, thank you. Thank you so much for asking. And well, dear viewers, as you can see, we are currently here, sitting here in this very beautiful garden.
Yes,
you know,
gorgeous.
enjoying the vibes. And before we start everything off, first of all, let's say Eid Mubarak and happy Eid to everybody that is watching our show. Today we would like to take it easy and to do some recaps of like the previous episodes that we've ended up doing. Well, Ritaj, without further ado, let's start.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, you want to start off with one of my favorite episodes?
Yes?
The football stadium, when we went to go watch
The
a
football
match,
stadium,
yeah.
yes. So that was, I would say, one of our most unforgettable nights
Yes.
that we ended up. I mean, everything was so spontaneous in that shooting,
I can
right?
say, at the beginning it was very hectic for me at least.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. It was quite chaotic. And, dear viewers, this is one thing that I had to tell you, that sometimes when we think about shooting and we just think about our recording, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people tend to believe that everything is like planned and like we're doing everything, according to like a specific plan that we set up. But that was not the
Yeah,
case.
nothing ever happens accordingly.
Accordingly, yes. And so we'll have to improvise and manage. And I mean, there were so many things. I mean, where do we even start? First of all, we started with, let's take it from the beginning. I mean, this is behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
But first of all, trying to find a parking.
Yeah, that was the hectic part. for
It
me.
was.
But after that, things went smooth sailing.
Of course,
Once
yeah.
the police officers let me park inside,
Yes, obviously. I mean, this is one of the things that you always have to put into account when, you're working in, anything regarding TV production, especially remote TV production,
That's true.
which is, going to different locations. In our case, we're always going at different places. So you really have to be very careful. You have to understand that,
Yes.
you have to be here before, the specific meeting time, just in case that, you're able to secure yourself a parking and such.
Especially since the football match was against the Kuwait team and
It was the
what
Kuwait
was
team
The
and it was another
Cambodian?
Yeah.
Cambodian team.
It was a team that represents the country of Cambodia.
Yes, and it was a final.
It was the final for the Asian Challenge League.
Yes.
Yes.
Plus Miami was
Exactly. Yeah.
singing
but,
there.
But yeah, to go back on the episode, I mean, the first thing that we ended up doing was, let's talk about the feeling first. I mean, first of all, thankfully, the organizing was amazing. It didn't take us too long to get into the
Alhamdulillah.
stadium. Yeah, everything, the management over there were doing a brilliant
Yes.
job in terms of organizing and making sure that everybody was able to get seated.
Yes.
But, let's talk about, I mean, Ritaj, this wasn't your first time attending a football match, right?
This is my second time ever.
Yeah, and for me, it was my first time attending here in Kuwait.
Okay, then.
And my previous time was in the UK. But let's talk about our feelings in the beginning. I mean, it was very overwhelming, wasn't
Yeah, it was I can't find the correct word other than unreal.
Yes.
I felt like I was in a dream.
Yeah,
the stadium
yes.
was huge as well. The
be-
people, the vibe.
Because we're so used to seeing it on TV,
Yeah.
on social media, that being actually there is
It's different.
It's
You don't
different.
realize I never knew how big a football pitch actually was
But
until I
it's-
went to that stadium.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know how the football players do it. I
my
would have given up
Yeah.
already, running around that.
It's something that makes you appreciate, the amount of stamina
Yeah,
that
that
these
they have,
players
yes,
have,
Somalia.
and they used to have, because sometimes, especially I guess if you call them the attackers, or I'm not sure what you exactly want,
There's a
what's
lot
the
of
right
positions, yeah.
terminology, but they have to sometimes run all over the,
we have
the
the
football
midfielders,
pitch.
attackers,
Exactly,
defense,
defenders
goalkeeper,
and goalkeepers,
the
yeah.
whole shebang.
Yes, the whole shebang, exactly. And it was amazing. And I mean, also, I guess, this has been something that we've been trying to cover, but we'll talk more about it. But I mean, we've kind of been getting slowly into like sport-related events.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. But like being in the stadium was just a surreal experience.
I would love to do it again.
Exactly, yeah. And what else that we could talk about? I mean, I want to talk about the Miami thing, but
Okay.
we'll just save it a bit. But I want to talk more because that's pretty much the highlight, right?
Yeah, Miami?
Yes, Miami was the
great,
highlight,
yeah.
yeah. But I think it was also really nice that we were able to, get into the media, let's say section,
Section of
or the booth, yeah,
yeah.
in which we were sitting down and we were spectating the watch. And it was something different that we were recording our own reactions
Yes.
of us like being
Commentating,
commentating, yeah, being like really excited, screaming, cheering for Kuwait.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely experience. And I mean, I have to say, it's like completely a different, even though when you think about it, I mean, at the end of the day, commentating and like all that kind of stuff does belong to like, the media sphere.
Yes,
But
that's
we're
true.
completely different things, right? They're
That's true.
catered towards a specific sport, a specific kind of events. And over here in Why Not, we do a lot of variety. So it was nice that we were able to take that opportunity to like, play pretend, I guess,
Yeah.
to be
You-
commentators.
I don't know how commentators do it. That's really impressive of what they do.
Exactly.
They're paying attention like 24/7, not missing like anything that the football players are doing, and they have everybody's name
Memorized, exactly.
and their numbers.
Exactly,
I can't do that.
exactly. And it's crazy because like trying sometimes to like when you have to like zoom in or like the camera's always moving, right?
Yes.
So the commentators having the ability to like track down,
Yes,
like
somewhat.
which it's amazing.
Impressive, yeah.
But I've actually gotten to see, because we were sitting in the media booth, if you want to
Yeah.
call it, and I was actually seeing some of the commentators. I also gotten to understand that there's also another form of commentating. So there are let's say, I'm not sure if I'm, hopefully I am not butchering the kind of terminology,
Yeah.
but there were specific commentators that would actually write like live updates on social media. And so we were sitting next to somebody that actually had his laptop open, and he would like, live, put up posts.
Oh, okay. I think I saw him. I think he was asking you questions.
He
or-
ended up
yeah.
asking me, and he's like, do you know what this player's name? And I'm like,
No.
don't ask me on football, I have no
This is my
idea.
first time here.
Yeah. But let's talk about the highlight of that evening, which is
Winning?
the Miami interview.
The interview, yeah. You got. You didn't know what was gonna happen. You.
Exactly. So like, to give you guys like context of what happened, I took a small break. I remember like when we were recording, I wanted to try to find the restroom, and then I've seen like I was receiving calls from the team,
Yeah.
and like messages that Ahmed, we need you here.
Ahmed, come now, right now.
Yeah, and I'm like,
No
wait,
questions.
Yeah.
Just come right now.
I'm like, wait, I mean, we're talking because it was both of us, right? You can
Yeah.
handle yourself some interviews, and I'm like, wait,
What's going on?
what is going on? And so I go there, and I do remember our cameraman at the time.
Yeah.
He was telling me, listen, we were able to secure an opportunity to actually interview Miami,
Yeah.
and you need to focus. I need you to focus. And I think the part that made me very nervous is the fact that I also,
It was like a pressure.
there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pressure because picture this, dear viewers. This is a band that I honestly consider heroes,
Yeah.
I've been listening to them ever since I remember like
Yeah,
gaining
yeah.
conscious.
Amusement parks,
Exactly, amusement parks, birthday parties, we used to listen to them. They were a big part of our, like childhood.
Yes.
And the fact that I was able to interview them,
Yeah.
it's like the pressure was unreal.
I didn't know what was gonna happen either. By the way, I found out the same time you did. They just
Really,
told
yeah.
me to like call Ahmed right now. I'm
Right
like,
now.
okay, that Ahmed come right now.
Exactly, right?
So-
And I was like, I don't know, like it was a lot of mixed feelings, and then it happened, and
happened.
I mean, recalling it right now, I'm getting a bit really like it felt very nerve-wracking. I have to tell you, dear viewers. I mean, I've only started my TV career, but it's like the fact that you're interviewing people that you hold in like such high regards.
Yes.
I respect them as a band. I respect what they were able to do with music in general. I
Yes.
mean, they put our country Kuwait into the playing field when it comes to pop music, and they've been pretty much the sound of our country ever since they've existed.
Even outside of Kuwait.
Exactly, in Khalij,
the Khalij, even
in our
outside
GCC.
of like,
Exactly.
I've seen like videos of people from the UK listening to Miami.
To Miami, exactly.
So,
and,
so random,
it
but
is
like
so random.
something to be proud of.
Yes. And I was like very proud that we were able to conduct that interview. And I have to say, I mean, probably one of the other nerve-wracking parts was the fact that I had to conduct the interview in Arabic.
Yeah.
Dear
yeah.
viewers, if I have to be honest, my skills in Arabic are not as good, or I'm not as confident as I am in English. So it's also like the fact that I have to come up with my own questions and trying to
Yeah.
think, like I was trying to squeeze my head and I'm trying, okay, what would be, remember, like I also had only 4 minutes.
That's
So I really had to like bring up like really good questions. And at the end I was proud with the kind of questions
you
that
did a
I brought
really
up.
good job. You need to give like
Thank
yourself more credit.
Thank
for
you,
that.
thank you. I wish I was able to do more, and I mean, hopefully, inshallah, if the opportunity arises, I would love to conduct like a full interview with them, you know. But that was amazing.
They were lovely people as well. They were pretty funny.
Exactly, yeah.
Because they also don't speak English too well. You
Too
know?
well,
like,
yeah.
It's like you guys have the same problem, but like for different things.
For different things,
so
exactly.
it's a bit comedic, but yeah, it went. Like the most important thing is that you get the message across.
Exactly,
That's all
yeah,
that
yeah.
matters.
It was about the message, and speaking of them being funny, I think my favorite part was the fact that Khalid from Miami spoke a little bit in like some catchphrases.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of the catchphrases were song titles.
Okay then.
You know, Shaloha Shayla, Alhamdulillah Chafnakum,
Yeah.
some of their like greatest hits, and I loved it. I loved it.
They were
It felt,
amazing.
you know, like such a great honor to be able to provide you, dear viewers, this amazing interview, and also for them to, you know, be able to, you know, take the time because they're busy. I mean, they've done an amazing job at covering, you know, they did this amazing concert in that, and it was such a surreal experience.
It
I
was
mean,
amazing,
everything in
yeah.
terms of organizing from, you know, the football matches. Me and you, we're not big into football,
Yeah.
but we've ended up learning something new, and we ended up having a lot of fun.
Yeah, ever since then, I've gotten more into football. You know, I'm like trying to stay up to date with what games are happening.
Yeah.
I would love for us to go to another one again.
To another
you
one
know?
again, yeah.
And I'm so happy I'm able to say that I've been to a Miami concert.
To a Miami concert, yeah.
Tick it off my bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it is also my first Miami
Yeah.
concert that I've been to, and it's been, I mean, all in all, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
was amazing, and I'm trying to remember, you know, other than that, I think it was also nice to see the crowd
crowd was
enthusiasm, and we've gotten to interview some people there.
Yeah. The,
It
the
was-
kids were lovely. As
Yeah,
well.
they were absolutely lovely, and I mean, they did such a good job at like, you know, there was a lot of the crowd chants.
Yeah.
The energy was insane. It was crazy, and I feel like that motivated also our team
Yeah.
to play so well because we had a rough start, right?
Yeah.
You know, the Kuwaiti team had a rough start at the beginning, and then slowly with time, we were able to secure the cup, which was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of, you know, our team that
Yeah.
they've been able to get that amazing game,
Alhamdulillah,
and
yeah.
I think Miami helped a lot. You know,
of
getting the
course.
crowd
Miami
rowdy.
Was the special, what you call it, sauce.
The sauce, yeah,
About
the
winning,
motivators.
yeah.
You know, they've got like crazy energy, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, the crowd. I love, like, even if you're not in the mood, you can't help but also cheer with the crowd. Get
Exactly.
excited with the crowd. You
Exactly.
don't know what's going on, but if everybody's getting up and cheering, you're getting up and cheering as
Automatically,
well.
yeah,
If
yeah.
everybody's sad, you're getting sad with them. You don't know
You-
what's going on. That was
exactly,
me
yeah.
pretty much the whole time.
And it felt like, you know, all of us were like connected as one.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and that's the beauty. I mean, that's also one of the questions that I remember asking Miami about. It's the fact that, you know, football connects a lot of people,
Yeah.
and music does as well. Both of them act as some sort of like, let's say, universal languages.
Yeah.
Because you see, like with a lot of the international football teams, you get people from all around the world actually cheering, you know,
Yeah.
for the football teams and such. And beautiful moment it was. I
nice.
felt like it was, you know, we've gotten to provide a good episode for you, dear viewers, and we also had a lot of fun
Yes.
being able to cover something of that magnitude. So yeah, good times in that football match. And other things that I could think of like, since we're on the aspect of sports, let's
Yeah.
talk about our ice skating / hockey adventures.
Okay then. Well, I can start off with not knowing anything about ice hockey.
Yes.
I had an episode where you weren't involved in it. It was
Yeah.
me. It was just me ice skating, but I was also interviewing people who were into ice hockey. I got to interview some coaches who were training students in the ice rink for about 3 months. They've been in Kuwait, and they teach kids yani, from scratch.
From scratch.
From scratch, you know, from balancing, from the puck, from speed and whatnot. And they said you can start at any age. So, and they made it sound exciting to me. You know?
Yes.
I'm like, maybe I wanna, you know, try it out one day. Who knows? Maybe you guys won't see me on Why Not anymore, and I'm gonna be on the ice rink,
Like
you know,
the-
playing ice hockey.
The ice hockey league,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll represent Why Not.
You'll represent Why
Yeah.
Not. I mean, it's kind of interesting because you said that, you know, you could start at any age, but one of the players that I've ended up interviewing in one of these episodes
Yeah.
actually said the opposite thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I mean, I would take, I mean, I guess depending on like how you want to play, but since he was a professional player, he did tell me that it's something that you really have to start earlier on,
Okay.
you know, since a young age. And a lot of these players have been playing for a long time.
Some of the people I interviewed were kids.
Yeah,
were very
and,
young.
And yeah, I remember I was interviewing them when it was the proper match for like the Winter Games Cup, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. There are a lot of older people, and they've been playing the sport for like 15, 16 years.
Yeah, yeah. And
which
it's a
is,
very
you know,
aggressive sport as well. So
Oh my goodness, tell me about it. You know, we were like, do you remember when we were like close to like, you know, the play field?
Yes, yes.
And you know, they would like,
they're smashing themselves onto the what you call it, the glass panes. the
yeah,
thing?
yeah, like the barrier.
Yes.
Exactly.
Also
And like
the pucks just like smashing onto
smashing,
the glass.
yeah. And like they used to cheer up with like their thing where like they're
The
using
sticks.
their
The hockey
the sticks,
sticks,
yeah,
yeah.
and then they would like, you know, hit it across the barrier, and it would go dub dub dub.
And I'm like, no, what's going on?
And they would like let out like a war cry, you know,
Yeah.
like oh dub dub dub, and it's very funny.
It was scary, but
Yeah.
it was a thing.
Yes, yes, it was a thing. And well, dear viewers, we'll be continuing our discussion regarding hockey and our recap right after this break. So tune in and join us later. Welcome back once again, dear viewers, to our program Why Not. So if you're just watching today's episode, we're actually sitting here, you know, taking our time and recapping on some of the events that we did. So right before we stopped for the break, they brought us some cake right here.
Delicious. I already took a bite. I ate almost
Couldn't
half
resist,
of it already.
yeah,
I couldn't wait.
yeah. So we've got ourselves some tea as well, and well, I'll start pouring
Yourself
us
some sugar.
some tea, yeah.
Okay.
And let's continue on what we were talking about, which was, you know, the hockey
ice hockey.
and the yes. So Ritaj, you basically started this venture first on your own,
Yes.
and then I've actually joined you. So tell me, what were you able to, let's say, record or discover when it came to this?
So other than ice hockey, there was also like I've met some people that also does that play a little bit of what you call it, figure skating.
Figure skating.
Yeah. And I had our one little friend TT, who was holding my hand and like guiding me throughout the ice rink. You know, she was like my comfort on the ice.
Yes.
If anybody else was next to me, I think I would start panicking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was guiding me, teaching me, helping me. You know, she was supporting me on the ice, which I really appreciated. And then she taught me a bit about like ice hockey, figure skating, her interests, the different types of skates. It was pretty interesting. And then I also met a few players, young
Players, you
players.
know,
Yes.
yeah.
And all I learned was that it's a very aggressive game, and it kind of hurts. So that they have to wear like really bulky safety.
Yeah, that's for hockey though. Yeah.
For hockey.
I think
and
like they don't really wear much when it comes to figure skating.
figure skating, I don't
Yeah.
think at all that they wear any sort of safety. I know that they have their own like costumes, depending on their what you call it, choreography. But it's like
Choreography, yeah.
dancing on ice. It's, but it does
They've
take
got
skills, you know.
Oh,
to do it.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, listen, just going across the ice takes a lot of skill, you know.
I couldn't
so
even
just imagine.
stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
Half of my team couldn't stand. Like, I wish I was able to record like my team behind the scenes, but you know I can't hold the camera.
You can't hold the
recording people recording me. And thank you, by
Exactly.
the way, for pouring me.
Of course,
some tea.
yeah. And enjoy us some tea in
you.
this really lovely garden.
Yeah.
But
And then I got to join you like the
exactly
next
with like some
couple
of the
episodes,
matches, yeah. And I remember, I mean, even the crowd was very, very amazing.
The
You know,
crowd-
with the drums
Yeah.
and like you know let's say, the traditional kind of singing.
Yes.
I remember one of the things that I told the director and the entire team before I started Why Not, because they asked me, you know, Why Not is all about giving experiences, why not?
Yes.
And they were like, okay, Ahmed, but you have to tell us, is there a specific experience that you won't be able to do? And I told them straight off the bat, I am not able to skate. I cannot skate, yeah. And I've
I
told
did not
you,
know that.
yeah, I actually did tell you it's mostly because I've had an accident when I was young, when I skated, and it's kind of like traumatized me from giving it another
Okay,
go.
then.
I tried giving it a go like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I almost was about to get into an accident with my friend because my friend was trying to hold my hand and he was like, okay, Ahmed, you need to balance. So this is how you balance, right? And so like I'm holding, like, you know, we're holding each other's hands, and then I ended up falling and dragging him with me.
Oh yeah, that's bound to happen.
Yeah, and I was
That's
like, you
bound
know
to
what?
happen
Because
when
you know
you're
the roller, or not the ice skaties,
Yeah.
you know, they're very dangerous. They're quite
Yes.
sharp, and I was like trying my best not to, you know, accidentally
Hurt
scratch him
yourself
or hurt my friend
hurt
even.
him, okay.
So never again.
Okay
Yeah,
then.
and okay, I don't mind. You know, I could go to like, you know, the ice rink. I love to watch the people. You know, we got to interview, you got to
can-
learn, but don't ask me to participate in something like
What
that.
if it was an empty ice skating rink?
No,
You wouldn't.
no, because
A one-on-one with like a coach teaching you, not even that.
not even that. No, I think I'm
Ahmed.
good. You know, like I'm a very, you know, content person. You know, I have a
Okay.
lot of things that I enjoy doing, and I have things that I could just enjoy watching. You know what I mean?
I can say the same, but when I'm working here on Why Not, I really push myself to the limits, Ahmed. I have so many stories. I have so many like roller coaster situations that I've gone through
Oh.
with you
Yes.
in certain episodes. But
Yep.
we'll talk about them later.
We'll talk about them later, but they're very, very interesting.
It's traumatic, but like if you know, you know. But you guys will get to know in a bit.
You'll get to know in a bit.
But still,
Yeah.
on ice hockey, would you? No, you wouldn't. I was gonna ask you, would you ever do ice hockey? You wouldn't do ice hockey.
I would never do it. And I mean, like, to be honest, Ritaj, it's something that, you know, I can admire from far. And, you know, props to the players
To the
and to
players,
the people
yeah.
that get into it, because it's not an easy sport.
I feel like it would be the best stress reliever. You know, just. Like,
Because it's so
dodging-
aggressive, right?
Yeah, just dodging into people, just let out your anger. You know.
Let out your anger and everything. Yeah, but like when we were interviewing some of the players, I mean, multitasking is also a very big skill that they have to be good at, you know, because first of all, you need to know how to balance, you need to know how to, you know, skate, and they skate through crazy speeds.
Yes,
Have you
and-
seen like how they go from like each side of like,
One
you know,
side
the
to
foot?
another side, and like the ice puck, it slides everywhere. I don't know how they manage to catch.
To catch, exactly.
It's impressive.
So it takes a lot of work,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's been kind of something that we've been, let's say, trying to cover, which is
Yeah.
like, you know, sports events and such. And it's amazing, I mean, because it also is presenting us presenters a new opportunity, right?
Yes.
We're trying to cover matches, and we're not giving, let's say, the best kind of commentary, but
For ice hockey,
for just in general, I mean,
Okay.
because what ended up happening is one of the episodes that I did without you, Ritaj, in the ice hockey episodes
Yes.
was the fact that it's a beautiful butterfly flying there, but I've ended up being so close to like a team. It was a team of young kids that were playing,
Okay.
and I was like, you know, kind of like giving it a go at like commentating. I'm like, look at this player, he's going, and it was so like, it was very fun because I get to see a lot of these kids like, you know, being like very cheerful, like
Yeah.
pumping up, and they were so excited. And I remember when they win the game, like, you know, they were like popping off, they were going crazy, and they're like, yeah.
did they have their own little chant as well?
I don't remember if they actually did, but they felt like it was such a great, you know, like sportsmanship in which they also ended up, you know, like opposing teams were like, you know, going in together, hugging it
Okay, that's
out,
the beautiful thing
talking,
about
yeah,
sports.
exactly.
The respect and the support, you know.
There's a lot
regardless.
of respect and sportsmanship, and it's also a very beautiful part of just what makes us human at the end of the
Yeah,
day, you
that's
know?
true.
We respect each other, and at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Yeah, even if you get a little butthurt, you know,
Yeah.
we're not winning.
Of not winning, yeah. It's still a wonderful experience,
Yes.
and I mean, like being able to cover such kind of events. And who knows, we might actually end up having more opportunities to cover sports events.
Inshallah, I would
Yeah.
love to, but I need to educate myself on all of these sports. Because if I
Yes.
were to commentate an ice hockey match, it would be silent. I wouldn't know what was going on. Oh, he's moving to the left. Oh, now he's moving to the right. Now back to the left.
Yeah.
Now I have no idea what's going on.
You know, Rataj, I'll give you actually a very good tip
Yes.
regarding this, right? So one thing that I discovered that really works is the fact that you could talk about things that aren't happening in the match. So
Okay.
like, for example, what I used to do, or what I've had actually a short period of time in which I used to help one of my friends. I used to commentate in fighting games, fighting video
Okay.
games.
Like,
And
okay.
yeah, like some of the popular ones that you might know, dear viewers, refraining from saying the names, but pretty sure you know it's the games that you play on PlayStation and such. There's a big scene, you know, for esports, for electronic
Okay.
sports, and at some point, you know, especially if I'm commentating on a game that I don't understand how it exactly works,
Okay.
I tend to talk about like how, you know, sophisticated, let's say, or how. For example, in ice hockey, right, where like, you know, a lot of these team members are putting so much effort into this.
Okay.
They've done so much to get into this position.
then.
So it's like general talk that
Okay.
kind of makes you sound professional.
Yeah.
But at the same
I
time,
don't-
it's like, you know, you're speaking.
I don't think I can do that. I think I need to practice. I might start talking about one of the crowds eating their popcorn while they're watching, you know, like, oh, someone fell back there.
Yeah. Somebody's,
Off topic, yeah.
somebody's eating corn right
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Off topic. but
Off topic,
you know.
yeah. But like, I mean, that's what it's good about, you know, our program, Why Not, in which we're always trying to acquire, trying
All
to
about
gain.
attempting, yeah.
Yeah, tempting and such. And I mean, yeah, we've gotten to talk a lot about sports, and like I guess one of the things that we can also try to recap or talk about was the, if I'm not mistaken, the bird reserve that we
yeah.
ended up doing, which was an absolutely beautiful episode.
It was.
We did a lot of episodes with animals,
Yes.
and it's been, you know, a running theme in our program, and
It's my favorite theme, honestly. I love working with animals.
Yeah.
Especially the birds when they get like so close to you. And I still remember Casper.
Casper,
Casper, my
which
little
is
friend.
a very beautiful bird, or parrot, if I'm not mistaken.
Parrot,
Yeah.
bird,
I've gotten to watch the episodes, you know, more than one time, and I have to say, I mean, even the location was, you know, we had a very good opportunity to be
Yes.
able to record in
Yes.
that beautiful farm. The staff over there were quite
Yeah.
helpful.
Yes, they were.
And it was such a fun experience. I mean, being close to animals and getting to learn. I remember
Feeding them as well. Oh,
feeding them as well. And one of my favorite parts is this is something that I guess, you know, we could talk about right now, is the fact that I gotten to watch it with some of my friends
Okay.
in my local duania, and I have a lot of bird enthusiasts in my duania,
Okay, so they're
right?
just pointing out all the birds.
Yeah, they were like, oh my god, this is this kind of bird and this is that kind of bird, and I'm like, oh yeah, and they got so excited, you know, they were like watching me, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe that you had the opportunity to meet this kind of bird and
Okay,
that
well,
kind.
we should do more episodes then with birds.
With birds,
Yeah.
yeah. With animals in general, I mean, it's a theme that me and you, we both enjoy. It looks very nice on the camera. It's something that we adore, you know,
Yeah.
doing. We are really enthusiastic about, you know, just being in touch with nature, getting to experience being around these beautiful creatures, and also trying to raise awareness, you know,
Yes, yes.
because I feel like, you know, it's something that you have to. It's one of the things that I remember Mr. Bedr
Yes.
was talking to us about, is the educational part.
Yes.
Because I remember me personally when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of animals.
Animals?
Mostly
Okay.
because, you know, I was in a household that really didn't have much animals.
Okay.
My mother used to be afraid of animals, so it's very good to get children started from a young age
Yes.
to be able to like coexist, to know how to be around animals and to treat them, you know, well and with respect,
Yes.
instead of like being very aggressive with them. Because sometimes, you know, some kids, they don't know any better, they want to
Yeah.
be playful, but they end up hurting.
Yes.
So these kinds of endeavors, these kinds of places and these kinds of reserves, they give this opportunity to a lot of the children.
Something I admire about the reserve and Mr. Bedr wanting to teach the kids and just anybody in general who takes interest about like taking care of our nature,
Yes.
our animals and whatnot. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing, yeah. And I'm excited. I mean, right now, sadly, since we're slowly entering, you know, or we're kind of entered the summer season,
Yes.
it's gonna be kind of hard to cover like outdoor, you
Yeah.
know, experiences. But we're hoping, I mean, speaking of that kind of thing, that reminded me of another thing as well.
Yes.
In that farm episode, we actually I ended up going to the reptiles section. You weren't with me on
Oh,
that
yeah,
day,
okay.
and it was surreal. I mean, first of all, it was a good experience that it was kind of a closed area. So it was like indoors. It was very well catered towards a lot of these animals. And I've gotten to see a lot of different interesting animals. I mean, first of all, I've seen an axolotl.
Okay, I've
Which
seen
is-
one on a video game. I've never seen one in real life.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure you know which video game we're talking about, dear viewers. We've all seen that creature in that video game, so being able to see them in real life was something so
Was it accurate?
It was accurate. It was
Okay.
exactly, they looked like these magical like lizard creatures with like, yeah, they're like, you know, I guess if you want to call them fins
Fins,
or
okay, fins.
yeah. Amazing creatures, and I've gotten to learn a lot of facts about them is the fact that they're able to regenerate their limbs 5 times.
I did not know that.
So it's kind of funny the fact that, you know, they are kind of like a video game character where they
Okay,
can
then.
respawn essentially, right?
Okay, and you learned that at the
At
farm?
at the farm, exactly. We were like with one of the, let's call them the tour guides
Yeah.
there, and he was being amazing. He was being very helpful and been telling me. And the axolotl were genuinely breathtaking.
Would you say it's your favorite reptile that you...
Well, I'm not sure if we could consider axolotls to be reptiles, but it was my favorite part of that episode.
Okay then.
I have to say. But you know, do check out the episode, dear viewers, because there was more in that episode that I can't really talk about. But we'll have to cut off this recap episode short right now. Well then, I've had a lot of fun.
Me
Ritaj,
too.
taking-
I'm not done, you know, talking.
Yes, yes, but we have more recap episodes that we'll be talking about more of our ventures here at Why Not. As always, dear viewers, thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, please take good care of yourselves. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. This is Sarah Al Amiri in Why Not Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our program, Why Not? I'm your host, Ahmed Murad.
Lovely viewers of Why Not? I am your host, Ritaj Ishtirani.